In 2020, fans of the movie star Armie Hammer were shocked when the actor's wife announced that she was going to separate from him in the wake of some decidedly bizarre rumors. Over the preceding years, Armie had been hit with accusations from varying sources, with the predominant theme being that he was a sex criminal and possible cannibal. Now, after a 6-month-long stint in rehab, Armie Hammer is back and ready to try to get the public back on his side. Join Trender as we explore why Armie Hammer is unrecognizable amid his deranged allegations. Armie Hammer is back, and no one is happy. Just recently, Armie Hammer revealed himself to the public for the first time following a 6-month-long stay at rehab. The actor attended rehab after his wife filed for separation in the wake of numerous allegations that had come out against the star. Amongst these allegations were the typical suggestions that the star had assaulted his previous lovers, but also the stranger allegations that he had a cannibal fetish. Following the separation from his wife, Elizabeth Chambers, Armie Hammer could be seen fraternizing with a new girlfriend named Lisa Perijma before entering into his rehab stay. Lisa is a dental hygienist, and it's unclear how the two met. Now it appears as if Armie has possibly broken things off with Lisa. Some are insinuating that this may be because Armie is making moves to get back together with his wife, who he still hasn't officially divorced from. While the idea of the two getting back together may sound preposterous to some pictures that Armie's wife recently shared on social media suggest that the couple might actually be trying to reconcile their differences. While those pictures from Armie's wife made a lot of waves, they weren't Armie's official return to the public eye after his rehab stint. Instead, Armie's official return to the public sphere came via a selfie that was shared via the social media profile of the actor's friend. That friend is named Hughie Mann, and the selfie shows Armie flipping the bird. The public isn't ready for more Armie. Unsurprisingly, the photo of Armie Hammer flipping the bird didn't sit right with many of the star's fans, who were still trying to make their minds up about whether or not the actor is a sex criminal and/or cannibal. The actor was recently featured in the Kenneth Branagh-directed Death on the Nile, which was based upon the Agatha Christie novel of the same name. Though Armie Hammer lost all of his upcoming roles in the wake of his controversy, he had already filmed and finished his role in Death on the Nile. When the trailer for Death on the Nile premiered in the wake of Armie Hammer's controversy, fans were quick to deride the trailer for its apparent attempts to hide the fact that the star was featured in the movie. It seems that Death on the Nile was trying to distance itself from the controversial actor, though these attempts didn't help the film perform at the box office. The film was a massive box office failure, but it arguably would have been so with or without Armie's foul presence, due to the fact that most of Agatha Christie's remaining audience consists of elderly people that don't like to leave the house, especially in the days of COVID-19. Few people have welcomed Armie Hammer back into the spotlight, and it remains to be seen what the future holds for the controversial actor, despite his attempts to clean himself up. The actor completed his 6-month-long rehab stint in December. However, if Armie Hammer is a real cannibal, his cannibalism isn't something that can likely be cured. Armie has returned to the Cayman Islands. Following Armie's departure from rehab, the star returned to the Cayman Islands to live with his mom. The Cayman Islands is also where Armie's wife lives, and it appears that Armie has been spending quite a bit of time with his wife and kids, despite his and his wife's supposed separation. Armie and his wife Elizabeth Chambers were married in 2010, and they are still technically married despite the fact that they have been separated for some time. The two share a couple of children, including a daughter named Harper and a son named Ford. Harper is 7, while Ford is 4, which means that both could certainly use a father figure in their lives. However, if that father figure is a cannibal, then that might be a different story. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like button to show your support. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be among the first to know when more awesome Trender videos are on their way. Are Armie and Elizabeth getting back together? Armie Hammer's split from girlfriend Lisa Perijma came alongside an announcement that the star was going to take some personal time to focus on bettering himself. Now it seems as if much of that personal time is being spent with his wife and kids. Though Armie and wife Elizabeth Chambers separated in 2020, the two are still technically married, and many are predicting that the two may be attempting something more than a successful co-parenting relationship with their new reconciliation. Armie Hammer is now 35 years old, while Elizabeth Chambers is 39. Recently, Elizabeth shared some pictures of her and Armie playing with their 2 daughters. Along with these pictures came some insinuations that the two may be trying to work things out as a couple. Some think that Elizabeth may be attempting to reconcile with Armie for the sake of their children. However, there are others who believe that Elizabeth truly considers Armie to be the love of her life. What does Drew think? Besides Elizabeth Chambers, another person who still seems to be on Armie Hammer's side is his mother, Drew. Armie appears to be staying with Drew in the Cayman Islands, and the star's mother was recently asked about her son's well-being while she was making an appearance at a fundraising event to help fight cancer. Upon being asked about how her son was doing, Drew claimed that he was doing better than ever. However, she also reiterated her and her family's adamant insistence that Armie Hammer never did anything wrong and that the allegations have all been false. Armie Hammer says he never did anything. To this day, Armie Hammer has denied all of the allegations that have come forth against him from multiple sources. The accusations against the star started all the way back in 2017, when a woman known simply as Effie came out with accusations that the actor had been incredibly abusive towards her during a supposed 4-year relationship. Effie claimed that Armie was abusive to her in mental, emotional, physical, and sexual ways, with some of the worst crimes detailed in her accusations including Armie banging her head against a wall and forcibly penetrating her, and a separate incident in which the star supposedly caned her feet. The accusations from Effie led to an investigation that was performed by the LAPD. However, according to the authorities, it seems unlikely that any charges will ever be pressed. Armie and his attorney quickly denied the accusations once they were made public, and continue to deny them to this day. In addition to the aforementioned accusations of physical attacks, there is also the matter that Effie claims that Armie Hammer is a cannibal. In addition to coming forward with her stories of being attacked by Armie Hammer during their supposed 4-year-long relationship, Effie has also claimed that Armie sent her numerous text messages alluding to the fact that he was a practicing cannibal that enjoyed eating women, and she was next. Effie shared supposed screenshots showing text messages sent to her by a party that she claimed was Armie, and the screenshots showed him saying some decidedly bizarre things involving cannibalism and bondage, with the aforementioned things being just the tip of the iceberg. Were Effie's screenshots legitimate? While the thought of Armie Hammer wanting to eat women's ribs is certainly troubling, there has never been any proof whatsoever that the supposed screenshots that Effie shared on her social media were legitimate. The LAPD seems to have looked into the matter thoroughly, and it doesn't appear as if they are too concerned about whatever went down. While the accusations against Armie Hammer would be easier to forget about if they came only from Effie, the fact of the matter is that Effie is only one accuser. Another woman also came out with accusations against Armie Hammer, and that woman was Paige Lorenze, who is another one of the star's ex-girlfriends. Paige further insinuated that Armie was a very abusive lover, and she also claimed the actor pinned her down once and carved his initials into her genitals. Armie and his team denied the allegations from Paige Lorenze as well. However, something about these numerous allegations struck a chord with Elizabeth Chambers, and something about them also made Armie decide that it was time to go to treatment. While Armie continues to deny that he ever did anything wrong regarding his multiple accusers, it seems obvious that something wasn't quite right in the star's life before his rehab stay. Does Armie only have eyes for Elizabeth? Besides the disturbing nature of Armie's behavior, another reason that Elizabeth Chambers might have been so upset is because Armie had verifiably cheated on her multiple times during the marriage. Even if Armie hadn't threatened to eat the women that he was cheating on her with, he still certainly had issues with being a faithful husband. Hopefully, for their kids' sake, Armie and Elizabeth will work things out. Cannibal Me by Your Name. While we wait for news regarding Armie's marriage, fans of the star's performance in the film Call Me By Your Name can look forward to the new collaboration from Armie's director and co-star in the film. Star Timothée Chalamet and director Luca Guadagnino are reuniting for a new film without Armie. While this might seem innocent in and of itself, the film is allegedly about cannibalism, which seems inappropriate. Now that Armie Hammer is back from his 6-month rehab stay, he's looking to get both the public and his wife back on his side. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Armie Hammer is back from rehab and that he and his wife Elizabeth Chambers may be trying to work things out? As always, like this video to show your support and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be among the first to know when more Trender videos are on their way.